What if the biggest financial crime in history never made the headlines? What if trillions of dollars moved through the global system, unnoticed, unpunished, and deliberately hidden? Not because there was no evidence, but because someone made sure the truth stayed buried. Pause. This is the story no one was ever meant to fully see. Every day, trillions of dollars move through the global financial system. Banks process transactions, governments enforce regulations, institutions promise transparency, and for the most part, we trust it. We trust that behind every transfer, every account, every number on a screen, there's accountability. But what if that trust is misplaced? What if the system designed to protect us is also designed to hide the truth? It started with a leak, not a press conference, not a headline, just thousands of confidential documents passed quietly into the hands of journalists. Bank records, internal reports, flagged transactions. At first, everything looked routine, but the deeper they looked, the more disturbing the pattern became. The same names kept appearing: shell companies with no employees, accounts registered thousands of miles apart, transactions moving millions, sometimes billions, in seconds, money flowing from one jurisdiction to another, bouncing through layers of anonymity designed to hide its origin, and behind it all, a network so complex it was almost invisible. But the system wasn't blind. Banks flagged these transactions as suspicious. They filed reports, they raised internal alarms, over and over and over again. These weren't small mistakes, they were clear warning signs that something was deeply wrong. So why didn't anyone stop it? Because stopping it would have required confronting the truth. Regulators had the reports, authorities had the power, but action never came. Investigations stalled, cases disappeared, and the money kept moving, not in secret, but in plain sight. Then something changed. The story began to fade. Key details were redacted, names were removed, documents were sealed away. What once looked like a global scandal was reduced to isolated incidents. No major prosecutions, no systemic reform, just silence. Meanwhile, the people at the center of it all didn't disappear. They expanded. Luxury assets, global investments, influence that crossed borders, the same system that flagged them, continued to serve them. Because when money reaches a certain level, it doesn't just buy assets, it buys protection. But this wasn't just about hidden wealth. Dirty money doesn't exist in isolation. It fuels corruption, it weakens institutions, it distorts entire economies. And while billions move silently across borders, ordinary people pay the price through inflation, through instability, through a system that no longer plays fair. Years later, the full story still hasn't been told. Some documents were never released. Some connections were never confirmed. Some names were never made public. What we know is only a fraction of what exists, and what remains hidden may be far bigger than anything we've seen. In a world built on financial trust, what happens when the system protects itself instead of the truth? If the biggest financial cover-up in history could happen once, pause. How many times has it already happened?